I place my feet here and I breathe slowly. I do not need to hurry my healing. This moment is enough for now. I can begin in a small way. I can be gentle with myself today. Small steps still count as steps. I let the day meet me softly. I give myself room to start. It is okay if I move slowly. I do not have to prove my worth. I can take one small step today. I can make room for easy beginnings. My pace can be quiet and real. I allow rest to be part of growth. I do not need perfect words today. I can begin with what feels safe. I can trust a softer first move. I am allowed to learn as I go. Nothing is broken because I am careful. My small start still matters deeply. I let safety come before speed. I can be patient with my own heart. I do not need to rush the process. I accept that doubt may visit sometimes. I do not have to obey every thought. I can notice fear and keep breathing. I can let it pass through gently. I am not behind where I should be. I am here, and here is enough. I can release the pressure to perform. I can choose kindness over harsh judgments. My mistakes do not erase my value. I can try again with softer hands. I am learning how to stay with myself. I can forgive the days I struggled. I do not need to fear being new. New beginnings can feel tender and awkward. That does not mean they are wrong. I allow the truth to be simple. I am still worthy while I grow. I rebuild trust one honest day at a time. I can keep promises that feel small. I can finish one thing and the rest. I can notice what helps me feel steady. Confidence can grow in quiet places. I do not need loud proof to believe. I can remember past moments I made it. I can keep that memory close today. Each small win leaves a gentle mark. I am allowed to gather strength slowly. I can return to myself again and again. My effort matters even when unseen. I can practice being on my own side. I can choose one kind next step. I can trust what grows with care. I am becoming steadier through simple days. If today is tender, I will not shame it. If I wobble, I can still remain. I can hold my own heart softly. I can breathe through the heavy parts. I do not need to rush my peace. I let it arrive in its own time. I am safe enough to be learning. I am allowed to be unfinished. You are allowed to start small. You are allowed to start small. Small steps still count. Small steps still count. You do not need to rush. You do not need to rush. Gentle beginnings are enough. Gentle beginnings are enough. I can leave space for tomorrow. I can meet myself with warmth. I can keep going in small ways. I can trust the next simple step. Nothing needs to be perfect today. I am allowed to start small. I place my hand over my heart and breathe slowly. I do not need to rush my healing tonight. I can begin with one small, honest step. It is enough to start here as I am. I let this moment be quiet and kind. I allow myself a gentler pace than before. I do not have to prove my worth today. Small progress can still be real progress. A soft beginning is still a beginning. I can be nervous and still move forward. I can pause when I need a little rest. My pace can be human and imperfect. I do not need to carry everything at once. One careful choice can change the day. One kind breath can help me return. I am allowed to need support. I am allowed to ask for help. I am allowed to learn slowly. I am allowed to be unfinished. Even now I can keep going gently. I accept the parts of me that feel unsure. I do not need to judge every tender thought. Doubt may visit, but it does not decide me. I can let unkind voices pass through. They do not have to stay. I can make room for patience inside. I can make room for my real feelings. It is okay if my steps are uneven. It is okay if my heart is tired. I can leave some old pressure behind. I do not need to arrest. I do not need to force a bright face. I can be honest and still be safe. I can soften without losing myself. I am learning that small mercy matters. Little by little I begin to trust myself. I notice the ways I keep showing up. I notice the times I try again. I notice that I have survived hard days. That survival was not small. That care was not small. I can build confidence from simple things. I can finish one task and feel steady. I can speak one truth and stay grounded. I can choose what helps me today. My trust can grow through repetition. My courage can be quiet at first. I do not need loud proof to believe. I can let one good moment count. I can keep a promise to myself. If my voice shakes, I can still speak softly. If my steps wobble, I can still continue. If I need time, I can take it. Nothing is broken just because it is slow. I am not late to my own life. I am here, and that matters deeply. I can meet myself with more care. I can answer fear with one small kindness. I am allowed to start small. I am allowed to start small. Oh, one tiny step is still mine. One tiny step is still mine. I can grow gently from here. I can grow gently from here. I am allowed to start small. Tonight tomorrow. Tonight I let enough be enough. I carry my softness with me. I carry my small, brave steps, and that is a real beginning. I can begin with one small step today. I do not need to rush my healing. A quiet start still counts as a start. My pace can be gentle and real. I can breathe and begin again. It is okay if I move slowly. I allow myself a soft beginning. Small efforts still carry me forward. I do not need perfect timing. I can learn while I am shaky. A tiny choice can change my day. I can keep my heart unhurried. I am safe enough to try. I may pause when I need to. I can rest without losing my place. There is room for my small steps. I do not have to prove anything. I can simply show up today. That is already something true. I accept the parts still unsure. I do not need to hide my doubt. Doubt can sit beside me quietly. I can move with it anyway. I let all pressure loosen its grip. I do not need its heavy voice. I can speak to myself more kindly. I can forgive the hard days. It is okay to begin again. It is okay to need more time. I am learning what feels gentle. I am learning what lasts longer. I do not need to force my heart. I can meet myself where I am. Even fragile moments deserve respect. Even slow growth is still growth. I am rebuilding trust in small ways. I keep the promises I can keep. A little success can grow roots. I notice what is working now. I let that matter to me. I can feel proud of small wins. I do not brush them aside. They are part of my return. I can become steady by practice. I can grow through honest repetition. Confidence can arrive in quiet pieces. I do not need a loud change. I just need to keep going. One kind step can lead onward. One calm yes can open space. I am allowed to build slowly. When my fear gets loud, I soften. When my heart shakes, I stay. I do not need to leave myself. I can hold my own hand. There is no shame in smallness. There is deep love and patience. What I need can come in time. I can trust that more each day. I am allowed to start small. I am allowed to start small. Small is still a beginning. Small is still enough for now. I am allowed to start small. I am allowed to start small. I can grow at my own pace. I can grow at my own pace. I will keep choosing gentle steps. I will keep choosing honest hope. My life can open slowly. My heart can learn to trust. I am allowed to start small, and that is a beautiful start. I take a slow breath and I let this moment arrive. I do not need to rush my healing today. I can begin with a small, honest step. I can be gentle with where I am now. It is okay to move in soft pieces. I am here, and that is enough for now. I allow myself to start without having it all. Small progress still counts. When my heart feels tired, I can sit with my fear and not obey it. I can try again, even after a hard day. There is no shame in needing a slower pace. I am learning to trust quiet beginnings. I can make room for rest and still move forward. I do not need to prove my worth right now. A small step can still be brave. A small step can still change my day. I can ask less of myself and breathe more. I can let today be simple and real. It is okay if my mind feels crowded sometimes. I do not have to believe every doubtful thought. I can notice the doubt and let it pass. I can choose kindness instead of pressure. I am allowed to be unfinished and still cared for. My softness is not a weakness to fix. I can release the rush that hurts me. I can be patient with my own becoming. Some days I need comfort more than courage. That does not make me less strong. I can meet myself with a steadier voice. I can say, you are doing enough. I am learning how trust can grow slowly. I can keep my promises in small ways. I can make one choice and honor it. I can build confidence from gentle repetition. I do not need a perfect beginning. I can believe in what is taking shape. Each small success leaves a quiet mark. Each gentle try teaches my body I am safe. I can return to myself without judgment. I can let care become a habit. I can see progress even when it feels subtle. I am rebuilding from where I stand. If I tremble, I can still stay with myself. If I pause, I can still be moving. My pace is allowed to be human. My heart does not need harshness to grow. I can soften into this moment. I can let hope be quiet and real. I can keep going without chasing perfection. I can begin again tenderly. I can start small. I can start small. That is enough today. That is enough today. I can start small. I can start small, and I will grow gently. And I will grow gently. So I will take the next soft step. So I will let enough be enough. I will not rush what needs care. I will not shame the pace of my healing. I can begin here. I can begin now. I can start small, and I am still moving forward. Take a slow breath in and let your shoulders soften. You do not need to rush toward a better version. Today can be small and still count as real. I can begin gently without proving anything first. It is okay if my pace looks different today. I do not have to carry the whole day, yet I can stand here and just be with myself. Small steps can still move me somewhere kind. I allow myself to wake up without pressure. I can open my eyes and meet the morning slowly. My hands may shake a little and still be enough. I do not need a perfect mood to begin. I can drink water and call that care. I can make the bed better leave it folded later. It is safe to start with one simple thing. I do not need to earn gentleness today. I can be a little tired and still be worthy. I am allowed to move in tiny, honest pieces. I can pause before I answer everything at once. I may not feel ready, and that can be okay. I can begin where my feet already are. Even small beginnings deserve my kindness. I do not have to argue with every doubt. I can notice the doubt and let it pass. It is okay if my confidence comes back slowly. I can be unsure and still keep going. I do not need to shame my slower days. I can forgive myself for the times I froze. I am learning that rest is not failure. I can release the old habit of harsh words. I do not need to make my pain disappear. I can hold it lightly and keep breathing. My feelings can be real and not run me. I may need more time than I hoped. I can trust that time still belongs to me. I am allowed to be tender with myself. I can speak to my heart in softer ways. I can rebuild trust one small choice at a time. I can keep a promise that fits my strength. I may start with one email, one step, one call. I can finish less and still make progress. I can notice what feels steady and repeat it. I do not need a grand story right now. I can collect tiny proof that I am learning. I can try again after an awkward start. I can let experience teach me slowly. I am becoming familiar with my own strength. It does not have to arrive loudly. I can grow confidence from what I'd repeat. I can ask for help when I need it. I can stay honest about what is hard. I can trust myself a little more today. Small success can still change my whole direction. If I feel behind, I can return to breathe. If I feel heavy, I can return to kindness. I do not need to solve my whole life tonight. I can sit with the truth and stay gentle. Even now I'm still here, still trying. That matters more than I often remember. I can let my heart be slow to trust. I can let it learn safety in quiet ways. Nothing is wasted when I keep showing up. I am allowed to start small again and again. I am allowed to start small. I can begin right here. I am allowed to start small. One step is enough today. I am allowed to start small. I can grow from here. I am allowed to start small, and that is still enough. So I will take the next small thing. I will keep my voice soft and stay honest. I can move gently and still move forward. I can be patient with the shape of healing. I do not need to finish my life today. I only need to meet this moment kindly. And if all I do is begin, that is enough. Take one breath and let this moment land. Nothing has to be solved before I begin. I can be here exactly as I am. Small steps still count, even when they feel quiet. My pace is mine, and that is enough. I do not need to rush my healing. I can start gently and still move forward. I allow myself to begin with simple things. A glass of water, a slower morning, a softer thought. I can make room for the version of me today. Even fragile days deserve kindness and steady care. I am allowed to pause before I answer. I am allowed to try, then try again later. If the path feels long, I can still take one step. I do not need to prove my worth in a hurry. It is okay if my first effort is small. Small is still a beginning, and beginnings are real. I can rest without feeling I have failed. I can choose calm even with unfinished things around me. I let go of harsh words I learned to carry. They were never the whole truth of who I am. I may feel doubt and still be growing. I may feel tender and still be becoming strong. I do not have to earn my right to exist. I can belong to myself on quiet, ordinary days. When I wobble, I can soften instead of shame myself. When I slip, I can meet myself with patience. I am learning to speak more gently inside. I am learning that progress can look uneven. A small yes can be enough for today. A smaller no can protect my peace. I release the idea that I must bloom all at once. I can unfold slowly in my own season. I am rebuilding trust with each honest choice. I can keep promises that are small and true. I can finish one thing, then breathe again. I can make space for effort without demanding perfection. My confidence may arrive quietly, and that is fine. It can grow through repetition, care, and time. I trust the next kind step in front of me. I trust my hands to learn what they need. I trust my heart to heal at its pace. I trust that steady work can change me. I do not need grand proof to continue. I only need enough courage for today. And today, that is something I can offer. And tomorrow, I can begin again with less fear. If I feel behind, I can return to breathe. If I feel heavy, I can lower the weight. There is no shame in moving slowly here. There is no shame in needing more time. I can hold my own heart without gripping too hard. I can be tender with the parts still learning. Even a small hope can light the next step. Even a small hope can keep me warm. I am allowed to start small. I am allowed to start small. Small steps are still mine. Small steps still matter here. I can begin again. I can begin again. With gentleness I move. I do not need to arrive all at once. I only need to meet myself with care. What is growing in me can take its time. What is meant for me will not be rushed. I will keep choosing the next small step, and that will be enough for now. Breathe in deep now. Let your shoulders fall. Feel the quiet around you. Hear your own heart call. I allow myself this moment to just simply be. No rush, no pressure, just soft air for me. I give myself permission to start from right here. No grand expectations, just calm, no fear. Starting small is truly okay. A gentle beginning for a brand new day. Little steps lead to big dreams, you see. Starting small is just right for me. I am learning to be patient with my own sweet pace. It is okay to stumble, find my steady space. I release all the worries, the doubts I once held. My past does not define me, a new story is spelled. Starting small is truly okay. A gentle beginning for a brand new day. Little steps lead to big dreams, you see. Starting small is just right for me. I am rebuilding my trust in what I can do. Each tiny effort shines honest and true. I am finding my courage in whispers so low, watching my confidence quietly grow. Breathe in deep, let your shoulders fall. Feel the ground beneath you, just be here now. I allow myself this quiet space. I give myself permission to begin. It's safe to take a tiny step. A small start is a perfect start. No need for grand gestures, just a gentle whisper. I am learning to be kind to me. I release the need for perfection. It is okay to feel unsure sometimes. My doubts are just old stories. I choose to let them softly go. I embrace my perfectly imperfect self. Start small, yes, start small. It's enough, just begin. Start small, yes, start small. You are worthy, you can win. I am rebuilding my own trust, one small victory at a time. My confidence grows like a sprout. I celebrate each little effort. I believe in my gentle progress. I am finding my own rhythm. This journey is uniquely mine. My pace is always just right. I listen to my inner voice. It guides me with tender wisdom. I am loved exactly as I am. Right. I take a slow breath and let this moment arrive. I do not need to rush my becoming today. I can begin here with what feels possible. Small steps still count when my heart is tired. I allow myself to move gently and honestly. Nothing is broken because I need time. It is okay if my beginning feels quiet. It is okay if my courage comes in pieces. I can carry one small task and then rest. I can make a simple choice and call it enough. I do not have to prove my worth tonight. I am safe when I move at my own pace. I can learn without judging every shaky first step. I can ask for help when the load feels heavy. I can start small and still be taking care. My pace is allowed to be human. I am learning that doubt does not own me. I can hear fear and still choose a softer path. I do not need perfect faith to begin. I can be unsure and still keep going kindly. I can let old pressure loosen its grip on me. I do not need to carry every past mistake. I can leave room for grace in my thinking. I can forgive the slow days without shame. My mind can soften when I speak to myself gently. I am not behind just because I am healing. I am building trust by keeping small promises. I can make my bed, drink water, and try again. I can show up for 1 hour, not the whole mountain. I can notice what helps and keep it near. I can trust tiny progress when it stays steady. I can let confidence grow in quiet living ways. I do not need a big moment to begin. I can become more certain through repetition and care. My strength can be soft and still be real. I am allowed to grow without forcing bloom. If I tremble, I can still stay with myself. If I pause, that does not mean I failed. I can rest without losing my direction. I can return even after a hard day. My heart learns slowly, and that is okay. Gentleness can still carry me forward. I can start small, I can start small. That is enough for now. I can start small, I can start small. I am still moving. One gentle step, one honest breath. I can start small. Tomorrow can meet me with less pressure than before. I will keep choosing kindness one day at a time. I do not need to hurry my own healing. I can begin again as many times as needed. Small steps are still steps, and they matter. I can start small and let that be enough. I'm here, and that is enough for this moment. I let my breath come in and leave slowly. I do not need to hurry to be okay. I can begin with one small, honest step. Today can be simple and still matter deeply. I allow myself to start where I am. I do not need a perfect plan today. Small steps count even when they feel quiet. I can move gently and still move forward. It is okay to take my time with this. I do not owe anyone a faster pace. My life is allowed to unfold softly. I can make room for rest in beginning. I trust the next small thing in front of me. close, I do not need to obey it. I can notice fear and keep my voice kind. Not every thought deserves a place in me. I may wobble and still remain worthy. I can release all pressure one breath at a time. I do not need to earn my right to begin. My effort matters. Even on hard days, I can be gentle with my unfinished parts. I am learning to speak to myself with care. I let shame loosen its grip on me. I rebuild trust by keeping small promises. I can drink water, answer one message, take one walk. Each honest action tells my heart I am here. I do not need a loud victory to feel progress. I can celebrate quiet courage in ordinary moments. My confidence can grow in patient, simple ways. I am allowed to be new at this. I can start over without calling it a loss. What I repeat with care becomes easier to hold. I trust the slow proof of showing up. There is no rush for becoming. I can heal in a human way. I can be unsure and still stay open. I can hold tenderness where the fear was. Even now something soft is taking root. Even now I am learning to stay. Even now my smallest step is enough. I breathe and let that be a beginning. I can start small, I can start small. That is enough for me, that is enough for me. I can start small, I can start small. Gentle steps still counts. Gentle steps still counts. I am allowed to begin. I am allowed to begin right here, right now. Right here, right now. I leave this moment with less pressure in my chest. I can carry one kind thought into the day. I do not need to rush my becoming. I can begin again tomorrow if I need to. Small steps are still steps, and I trust them. I am safe enough to start small.